Give us pipeline security contracts. Niger Delta militants make fresh demand from Buhari. Repented Niger Delta militant leaders urged the presidency to consider giving pipeline surveillance contracts to youths in the area. They argued that the youths know the terrain better. The ex-militant leaders also advised the federal government to allow youths operate modular refineries in the region. President Muhammadu Buhari has been urged by some repented Niger Delta militant leaders to consider giving pipeline surveillance contracts to youths in the area. The ex-militant leaders, under the auspices of Leadership Peace and Cultural Development Initiative, LPCDI, made the appeal during their meeting with the coordinator, Presidential Amnesty Program, Brig. General Paul Burrell, Red, Daily Post reports. The LPCDI said, "We appeal to the presidency to consider giving the pipeline surveillance contracts to the youths in the region who know the terrain better. The development, no doubt, will accelerate development of the region rather than granting the contracts to a particular person or group of persons who will end up doing little or nothing to better the region." Going further, the ex-militant leaders also advised the federal government to allow youths operate modular refineries in the region. "We are advising that anything pertaining to surveillance contracts in the region should be channeled through the Amnesty Office because its coordinator, Paul Burrell, knows the leaders and youths on the ground who can ensure that the contracts are adequately executed and everybody is carried along and happy." Com had reported that in the early hours of Thursday, October 26, heavily armed police officers and men of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad, SARS, barricaded Hotel Presidential, Port Harcourt, Rivers State. The hotel was where the Pan-Niger Delta Forum, PANDEV, planned to hold its fourth session.